Morning. Good morning and welcome to Tai Chi Movement for Wellbeing. This is the gentle movement, the quieter class that we do. Good morning, Agnes. How are you? Oh, let's relax with Tai Chi. I'm hoping, my friends, that the internet is going to work in this session. But we have had problems. Apparently, there is work taking place tonight, so that should sort it. If you do lose me, don't worry. I have emailed you a link to another class, or you can just go from your YouTube channel into playlist 5 Tai Chi Movement for Wellbeing and just pick a class that suits you. So we're not going to stress if things go wrong. What we are going to do is we're just going to make sure we're feeling well. So not doing this class if you're feeling unwell at all. We're going to make sure you've got a nice space around you. So just move those arms around you a little bit, because it's amazing how much span we actually use when we get going. Make sure you're in a comfortable position, that you're not sort of turning your neck awkwardly while you're looking at me. And then we're just going to play around with this foot position. Find a nice, comfortable position that works for you. Ideally, sort of feet hip width apart, feet sort of square on, toes sort of facing forwards, but just find a position that works for you. And once we're there, let's have a little focus on just ourselves. How are you feeling? How are we today? A little bit tense in the shoulders, maybe. Things a bit stressful this morning, maybe not. But what we are going to do is we're simply going to focus on that breath out. Okay, before we start our warm-up, we're going to think about that breath out, and we're going to see if we can breathe out through our mouth. We're going to see if we can breathe out through our mouth. And when we breathe in, we're just noticing that lung space. We're just noticing that whole space, noticing where we maybe sometimes normally breathe to. So think about breathing. If you place your hands just on your chest, quite high on that chest, breathe into those hands. And then take that breath out. Quite often that's where we all breathe to. Now let's see if we can take the hands a little bit lower onto your rib cage. Notice what happens when we try and breathe a little bit lower. And then we're going to take those hands down. Breathe into those hands. And instantly our breath starts to slow down a little bit. We're not trying too hard. We're not gasping, because that can make us feel slightly dizzy. But we're just noticing that there's more space, and we're just gently expanding. Now let's see if we can rub these hands together. Move those feet a bit if you need to. So notice that friction between the skin. And then we're going to just place these hands over that face and let that head, let that face relax into those hands. Let's take that breath in and that breath out. Notice that breathing. And then let's take those hands together again. Noticing that feeling of skin on skin. Noticing the palms, the fingers. And then again, taking those hands, letting that face just come home. Relax. Notice that breath in, that breath out. And one more time. Just notice these hands. Notice the touch of that skin, how the skin feels. And then as we rest, we find that space, our own space. Just notice where we breathe through. Taking those hands away. You're going to think about that self-massage. So we're going to allow these fingertips to dance over the head, over that skull. Think of this as a form of self-massage. We're going to bring it to the chin, over that top lip, over those cheekbones, to the temples, and then around those cheekbones, up that nose, over those eyebrows. Just come into the temples, and then we'll take that massage to the earlobes, and we're going to massage those earlobes. So notice if you start to make this movement a little bit too strong, it'll hurt. So find the movement, find the strength that's right for you, and then we're just going to give those little knobbly bits a massage, and then let's just relax those arms. Let's just shake it out a little bit. And then we're going to see if we can take this massage to the neck. So you can use those fingertips. You can use that smoothing action if you need that gentle movement. Or we can use that light fist. So I think I'm going to go with the fingertips here on the neck. And the shoulders. Let's just see if you can pay a nice bit of attention to those shoulders. So it's a lovely thing to do on Monday morning, depending on the weekend you've had. So if it's been busy, let's just pay some attention to this tension. And then we're going to bring this tapping down the outside of the arm. And we're going to come back up the inside of that arm. Coming back up. Good. And then we're going to just relax and do the same on the other side. Notice what that other arm is saying to you now. It's saying, I want to tap too. And again, I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to the shoulder. You can support this arm if you need to. And then down. So always coming down the outside, following those energy lines of the body. And really paying attention to this movement. Paying attention to your body. Paying attention to how it feels. Let's move to the chest. And then around. Good. Particularly if you get hay fever, you might want to pay a little bit more attention to the chest. Got any breathing difficulties? And then down around these digestive organs. And then let's see if we can bring it just to the back, that lower back, those muscles there. Or if you've been gardening, this is a nice thing to do. Kidneys. And then we're going to come down the outside. So down the backs of these legs. So just bending those knees if you need to, or not, just coming as far as you feel comfortable, then back up the inside. Good. And then we're going to do the same down the sides. Good. So just really paying attention to the muscles. And then again, bending those knees and only going as far as you feel comfortable. Could be mid-thigh, could be mid-calf. And then finally, just really warming these muscles up. Noticing this body. How it's feeling. And then coming all the way up. And then we're just going to shake these arms out. Shake these legs out. Good. Okay. So we're going to find that position. Feet hip width apart. We're going to remember that lovely long spine. Shoulders soft. And then as if we were settling like that boat in water, just gently taking those knees from straight just to off lock. Remember that big long tail we talk about. Let's put that tail behind the heel. Open these palms. And then bring it back to you. So this is us centered. This is our center. So we're going to open. So there's still that connection of the palms with your center. When you feel ready, you're going to come into diagonal repatterning. It's that connection between that left hand, right foot, right hand, left foot. That connection those feet on the ground. Notice how this left foot almost sinks down into the ground, rises up, and then we sink down into that right foot. Pushes down into the floor to bring us up. As we move away from center, we're breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. We'll take one more. And then we're going to let these arms swing. And again, there's that little knee bend. Nothing major. We're just transferring that weight to one leg and then the other. So we're keeping those knees in line with those big toes and just letting these arms go. 2 dragons wrapping. So these arms almost wrapping themselves around the body. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the arms. Relaxing the head. Just letting that head relax. Neck relax. And then as we stop the leg movement, the arms take a little bit of time to come back. So as we place that tail down, as we soften those knees, we're allowing those arms to rise, palms connected with that center. We're going to do our vital organ warm up. So we're going to open up that left side of the body, and then we're going to come back up. Imagine this gentle ball-shaped globe just resting in the crooks of your arms. And then we're going to just gently lift that chest over that ball, open up the back of this body, and then we're going to lift that chest, and then lift so that we're opening up that front part of the body. Good. Let's connect those 4 points. So if we were rolling around 4 points of a compass, coming to south, and then we're coming around up to north. Never sure if this is east or west, so I'm going to talk about south and I'll let you work that out for yourself. We're rolling this circle around the 4 points of the compass. Just noticing what happens in that trunk as we do this. Opening up that lower back, opening up the left side of the body, opening up those abdominals, opening up the right side. So we're going to take one more circle, breathing in and breathing out, and then we're going to change direction. So we're moving, opening up that right side of the body, letting that head relax, chin soft, shoulders soft, breathing in and breathing out. So the arms not moving, they look like they're moving. It's actually this movement of the chest. It's as if we're circling this breastbone around. Hips are stable. And then we're going to come all the way up. Let those arms relax. They're soft, no tension. We're going to fly like wild geese. Breathing in, breathing out. Remember that breathing we were doing. Drawing that breath in, but not trying too hard. Letting these arms flow in time with your breathing. It's that breath in, that breath out. And feel those feet connected to the ground. As you breathe out, we're almost sinking down into the ground. As you breathe in, we're rising up. Sinking down. It's that flow. And then rising up, making those circles. Heaven and earth. So on that downward phase, palms, almost tracing that spine down, down that tail, all the way to the floor. As that rise up, noticing that breath in, that breath out. Now as we rise up, we're going to open to the day. And as we breathe out, coming back down towards the ground, breathing in and breathing out. Just noticing that opening, not opening too far, not forcing those arms, those shoulders, finding your point of tension, and then gently coming back down. No beginning, no end. It's like a cycle. As soon as we reach that stretch point, gently bringing us back. Now, see if we can flex the sky. So we're breathing in, and as we breathe out, with those heels down, bending those knees, palms on top of one another, opening, breathing out, relaxing that head, parting those clouds. It's like seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. We're getting there, getting closer and closer, coming out into that light. Then we're going to reverse this move, this powerful move. We're going to take these arms wide, breathing in, breathing out. Powerful move for the legs. Breathing in. I'm going to take one more. It's as if that globe resting in that curve of the arm. Palms are connected to your center. You can feel these feet on the ground. With one arm, gazing at the moon. Noticing something alongside you, maybe behind you might not have been aware of. As we looked away from that front view, notice those things that are around you. Let's try two hands. Again, taking that weight into that right leg, back to center, to this left. One more either side. Breathing out. So we have our natural step. I'm going to turn my back to you for this one, just so you can see how we're going to do. We're going to start by turning this foot away from center. And we're going to turn our hips towards that knee. Just take this weight onto this leg and then place that heel out. Bring the ball of the foot down. And then we're going to turn those hips so we're facing forwards. And we're going to practice that transfer of weight from that front foot to the back foot. And then with that weight centered, bringing in these arms, connection to that abdomen. We're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out. Here am I, clearing this space around us, clearing the negative, the issues, focusing on the positive, focusing on your breath out, focusing on yourself, the amazing person that you are. Making sure we don't let those negative voices creep in. And bringing that foot in. We'll do the same on the other side. So this time, just taking that turn, turning those hips, stepping out with that heel, not too far, and placing the ball of the foot down. And again, breathing in. Thinking about that flow, that breathing. Coming back to center. Allowing these hands to come together, to draw apart. Noticing if they recognize one another. And then taking that sense of something, bringing it into your center. So we're just going to allow that tail to settle. Knees off lock. We're going to bring this left hand over the right. We're going to turn to your left. Waving hands like clouds. Allowing that lower hand to be that leading hand till it becomes the upper hand. Notice those palms turning to face the abdomen as they cross that center. There's flow. Take it one more time. Bringing it back. Settling like that boat in water. 5 elements. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing. Connecting that outside world of nature from the inside. Picturing those things that make you feel inspired, energized. There's trees, flowers, plants, mountains, sea. Allowing yourself almost to be in that space. Breathing in that air. Take one more breath in. Allow yourself to sit in that place. Stand in that place for a moment. Then, when you feel ready, that circle of well-being. So with that tail down, we draw this circle. And as we draw this circle, notice this weight transfer through that left leg, through to the right, and the left to the right. Drawing this circle around ourselves. So make this circle right for you. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. We're going to take one more circle this way. And then we're going to change direction. So if you feel this in your back, we're going to make the circle smaller. If it makes you feel slightly dizzy, make sure that head stays over the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Take one more of these. Return to center. So from that center position, tail is down. And take a breath in. And breathe out. Breathing in. One more. And we come to the end of that first sequence. I'm going to give those feet a little shake. Just give those hands a little shake. That was lovely. Well, from my end it was anyway. And I don't think we had too much in the way of, there was a little buffer. But what we'll do is we'll just have a little break. Yeah. You and me both, Agnes. You and me both. So what we'll do, if you need a drink, if you need a comfort break, you can have one now. Certainly don't rush, but we'll then go through this sequence again, and we're going to do 3 moves in each of them. I feel really comfortable with that focus on the breath today, just breathing out and allowing those movements to flow with that breathing. I think it really is helping ground us, centering us, just letting that tension go. So we'll just make sure that we're sort of not locking out those knees to the movement, so it becomes quite sort of almost sort of brittle when the knees are locked out. But if we've got those soft knees, that tail down, everything starts to flow. So we've got a little bit of hip movement. We're nice, apart from when we don't use the hip movement. So shall we start again? We'll do a shorter warm-up this time. I'm still going to include it because I like to see, particularly when we're coming down the legs, have we warmed up? Does it feel any different? So we'll just find that lovely position. Stand within ourselves. Find that lovely long spine. Let's find that childlike spine, the spine we were born with, not that one that we sort of wake up with on a Monday morning. So let's find that lovely tall, proud stance, proud but relaxed, knees soft. Just going to do this once. I find this so valuable at the start, just focusing on my hands, my skin, your hand, your skin. Notice that breathing. And then into that tapping. We're going to find, or we're going to allow that body to lead us where it wants the hands to go. It'll tell you. Listen in. Really interesting. We'll just say, oh, over here. And when you're ready, you take that tap to the neck, to that shoulder. Notice how it feels compared to last time. Notice if the movement is easier, maybe. Noticing my shoulders seem not as hard, they're softer. Really feeling, how does that arm, that hand feel to you? Could I make my tapping arm a little bit more soft? Could I make it more floppy? It's definitely just softer in the shoulder area. Feels easier, more movement. It can be, the hands can move together or it can be alternate. Whatever's easiest for you, really. I tend to do a variety of movements. And then we're going to see if we can take it here to the back. And then down that bottom, backs of the legs. And around, always back up the inside. Always back up that inside. Remember to bend those knees if you're feeling unsure about that back. And we're just going to get a little bit of movement here. And finally down the fronts of those legs. Coming all the way up. And then we're just going to shake it out a little bit. So, finding that space, finding that position that works for you. Allowing that tail to settle, knees to come soft, hands. Diagonally patterning. drawing back to center, breathing out, breathing in. Two dragons wrapping. Starting with that weight transfer into that right leg. Now in that leg movement, almost generate the arm movement. It's coming through that trunk to the shoulders, the neck. And those arms, just letting them go. Losing, imagine tension as if it was some sort of water and we're just flinging it out. And then as the legs stop, that lovely softness remains. And again, as we soften those knees, take them off lock, sink down into that ground. Lift that chest. And then we're going to open up that left side of the body. Open up that abdomen. Open up the right side. As we come forwards, we're breathing out. Breathing in as we open up this chest area. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Changing direction. Soft hands, soft shoulders, soft neck. Just let that head relax. And then bringing those arms down, flying like wild geese. Rise, fall, softness, flow, heaven and earth. It's almost that rowing movement, the wrists soft, hands and fingers soft. Breathing in, breathing out. And opening to the day. Rising up, fall, coming back to that ground. Rise, softening of the knees as we come down, and then that straightening up of those legs, flexing the sky, breathing in. It's these circles. So find the circle that works for you, that feels open, relaxed. And then we're going to reverse this move, palms forwards, breathing in, breathing out, not overreaching, finding those circles that work for you. Gazing at the moon with two hands. Breathing out. our natural step. So I'm going to face you this time. Just going to turn that foot away from center. Take this heel out and down. Hips forwards, tail down. And we're going to think about just breathing in, breathing out. This balance. Doing the same on the other side. So taking that foot away from center, turning those hips. So we're facing that knee and just stepping out with this other foot, bringing those hips forwards. And again, breathing in, clearing that space, breathing out. And then bringing that left hand over the right. Waving hands like clouds. That magic sound. Never drop any. It's almost got a magnetic pull down towards that lower hand from the upper hand. Settling. 5 elements. So thinking about that green space that you love. Breathing in. Thinking about what you can hear. Can you hear birdsong? I can hear water gurgling, flowing. Sound of the wind in the trees. I can feel the warmth of the sun on my face. Just be with that feeling. And then our circle of well-being. Breathing in and breathing out. Drawing this line of well-being around the body. And bringing those arms down. Return to center. Breathing in and out. Drawing that positive energy calm, centered energy in. And then as we breathe out, standing within yourself, sitting within yourself, till you're ready to move those feet. Listen for the sounds around you. It's lovely. I can hear birdsong throughout, and it's really special, sort of in the attic room here. But thank you, everybody. Just take a little bit of time just to come back into your surroundings. That was so special. Really enjoyed that. Oh, I am now open today as well, Agnes. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, it's amazing. I've really missed this session. Really missed it. We haven't done it live for a few weeks, and it's not the same when I don't have you there. So have a great day. Have a great week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.